Willie D Live.
It's Willie D, y'all, back with another episode of information and instructions to help you navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. In the studio, Kurupt.
Yeah, buddy.
Man.
What's up, Uncle Will?
What's up, King?
I mean, I'm just enjoying,
Right.
living, loving.
Right.
I can't complain, man. We seen it. We seen a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we seen a lot. So it feels good to still be here.
Right. We grew up in the golden era.
Oh my God.
You know, how satisfying is that to know that you grew up at a time when your sport was considered to be at its height?
One thing I'm proud of is during our era, we had to work. Nothing was given. I'm not saying that it's given to the young folk nowadays, but we had to really work. It was a lot going on. So it was a lot of struggle and all the rest of that. And we had to earn what we got. So it feels good to be where we are. For me, it feels great because I earned it. And it's something about earning it that just makes you feel a lot, it's real special to still be accepted and loved. So, it feels great to be a part of that era. That era was very educational.
Yeah.
Taught us a lot about the business and about music in general. It taught us a lot about, we grew up, we was all young and just young, dumb, and full of cum. You know what I'm saying? And we grew up. That was the era that helped us to learn from mistakes. We made a lot of mistakes and we survived them. Because a lot of people don't survive the mistakes that they go through. Some people just make one and be taken out the game, So yeah, it feels great to be here and to be able to speak on it, give a living testimony to, being a part of it, struggle and strife, and still be here going strong.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And speaking of us being so young, what would a 1993 Ricardo Brown say to a 2025 Ricardo Brown, as in terms of where you're at now and how you think today versus the way you did when you were, back in that day?
I would tell Ricardo now, my bad. Yeah, my bad. All them bad decisions that boy made, you know what I'm saying? And because he ain't know no better. He was trying to figure it out. That was the era where you had to, what a timeline that you had to figure it out. You had to find who you were. You didn't even know who you was yet. So it's like I would say, my bad, man. I know I could have made a lot better decisions back then and paid attention more, and concentrated more because, you be around so much that influences you, bad and good. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time you listen to the bad influences. When you're that age, you're so influenced. So it's like, I would tell him, my bad, man. I could have done it better, but hey, I'm proud of you and congratulations. You made it.
Real talk. You made it, man. You made it, because a lot, that's what I say a lot, man. A lot of people that did a lot less than what I did, they didn't make it, man. And some of them did something the very first time and got their head knocked off.
Yeah. Whether it be put down or whether it be put in the penitentiary or whether it be, what do? They discredit you. Your credit is gone. One mistake. It's just like a hit record. One hit record, one song could change your life. One mistake could change your life. So it's like we're so privileged that God blessed us through our trial and error to where the mistakes we did make, God got us out of them. We all been arrested and stuff like that and been in the police custodies and all and got back home and got back to it. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of people, don't get that opportunity. That one mistake took them down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're blessed. And, you know, me and Dogg talk about this all the time, you know, about nowadays, how we got to take advantage of this privilege of still being here, being able to make this music still, and film still, and still, we have a career. A lot of people have jobs, but we have a career. Nobody thought that hip hop would be like this, where it's an actual career like sports,
Never thought
being
that
a
hip hop
lawyer.
would take it this far.
Man, they never knew that, man. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
and it's like we have a real actual career. And Dogg's like, look at what I do. You know, I don't just stay in this one zone. He was like, you know, you gotta wear many hats. So, you know, I'm in this zone, I'm in that zone, I'm in this zone, I'm in that zone, television. I'm in every one of these zones. You know why? Because I'm blessed to be able to be here to be in those zones. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take advantage of what God has blessed me with, which is people notice my talent, I'm gonna give them my talent. And that's just it, you know, because our talent is what we have. That's our money. That's our bread and butter. Some people's money is knowledge. Our money is knowledge of talent, entertainment, and the business and the game, which is another thing because we learned the business of it. Now we can get paid.
What did your wife? I know she loves this new Kurupt, but what did but what did your
Yeah.
wife think about the music that you made early on? Some of the music you made early on when you were speaking on women.
You know, my wife really don't trip. You know what I'm saying? She be like, you know, hey, you know, she be like, hey, you know, that's she don't even really trip off of none of those things right there. But she loves the new direction, uh,
The growth.
the growth. She loves the grown Kurupt. You know what I'm saying? She was like, hey, I was dancing to your music back in the days. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? They all love it. But you know, she's like, I like this growth. You know, I'm 52 years old, so they can't be rapping about a bunch of bitches and hoes and fucking dumping on
Yeah,
people, shooting
every
people and shit. Who
yeah,
does that? 52 years
everybody
old.
everybody evolve. Even Prince. Prince didn't make the same type of music at 50 that he made when he was 18. He
Exactly.
yeah,
Because
he
you remember Prince at
I
18.
remember Darling Nikki. I
Man,
remember,
come on.
the
Met this girl named Nikki.
yeah.
I bet you said,
Yeah,
man, you know, he was making that. Then he went up to this, and then he went up to that. And then, I mean, that's life, though. You know
it's
what I'm saying?
evolution.
Yeah, music. You know what else is great, Unc? Is the fact that people, they watched us grow. They watched us grow. And that's what music and film does with a person, and being a celebrity and things of that sort, is because they get a front seat ticket of your entire life perils, your ups, your downs, your highs, your lows, left, rights. They get to see it like like a movie. It's a movie. And they watch us as we fall and as we grow, as we fall, as we go up, as we go down. And they watch us survive it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they watch it when we lose. So it's like,
Hmm.
you know, I can look at all my past stuff and just follow my life from right there. Like I remember, oh, right here, oh, I really fucked up during this time, man. Oh man, I made it out of there. Every song, every record I made, from the Chronic till now, is a chapter in my life.
How did the whole movement come about with you to reconnect with Snoop to put out your new album on Deathrow Records with Snoop in charge now? And what is that like now? What is that like? Having Snoop, at the front as the general, as opposed to Suge.
Dogg's a nurturer. You see what I'm saying? Um, Dogg, what he does with Death Row, uh, is it's a feeling. It's just, you know, it's different in a feeling. And it's just like He allows everybody to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't interfere with that. Hey, it's your world. Go for it. And he always adds into it. Suge would do that too. He never bothered us. And he would just, so it's not about the difference. I don't see the difference. I just see that, now we're in more control of everything uh, that is Deathrow than before. We had no control before of anything Death Row. It was just us, and then it was just Death Row, even though we was on Death Row. Here, Death Row is more like we're more in tune in a part of what's going on actually with Death Row. You know what I'm saying? So Dogg is more of allowing everybody to be inside the circle of what's really going on. You know what I mean? 'Cause both eras is making our life. The first era created us, made our lives. Without Suge, we wouldn't be here right now today like we are, hands down. You know what I'm saying? And now Dogg has it. This is just showing you the progression of life. And now Dogg has it. He's taking the reins and going further with it, going to where he's going with it. This is a very big thing. And he's coming back grabbing the originals. He has the new. He's mixing it all up like gumbo, you know what I'm saying? And Dogg came to me and said, Kurupt, it's your turn. So first thing he did was, got my death row. Well, first thing he did was got me a part of Snoop Dogg management. So he started managing me with my wife. And after that, the first management move was to get me my death row situation. Boop. The second part of the management was to get me booking things, to keep me working and get me paid the way I should be paid, the level I should be paid, I should say. So those are the first two things he brought to the table. Then he put together my clothing line, Kurupt clothing line. So Snoop and his clothing team put together the clothing line, which I think is pretty nice, if I might say. You understand me? It's our summertime woo wop. We finna come with the wintertime woo wop. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's basically what it is, where Suge just lets you do what you do, but he was always there for you if you needed him, but you just do what you do. Where Dogg is hands-on with the making sure management is good, making sure this is good, making sure that is good, this good.
So Snoop, the major difference is Snoop is a little bit more proactive about bringing things to the table and saying, hey, I think this is a good look for you. This is a good look. Hey, I got this. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think both of them was doing that because Suge brought things to the table like that too. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is Snoop's attitude towards things. You know what I'm saying? His attitude is different than Simon's. You know, Simon was about Simon was real. You know what I'm saying? And Dogg is real, but Dogg is just a businessman about his. He's different. He ain't fooling with all the rest of that shit and the whoop wop the wham and you know what I'm saying? I don't know. All I see, cuz, is that Death Row is back. Dogg is in the leadership chair, and it feels great. You know what I'm saying? It looks great. You know what I'm saying? And that's really just the bottom line.
Man, how when I looked up and saw that you was dating Foxy Brown,
Ah,
hey, bro, that happened at a time when there was a lot of strife
excuse me.
between the West Coast and the East Coast. And
Yeah.
so how did that have any effect on your relationship? You being from the West Coast, well, you're actually from the East Coast because you're a Philly guy.
I is.
But you made your bones on the West Coast.
I did.
And people identify you as a West Coast guy. So,
I am.
So how was it? So how was it you being, on the West Coast, representing the West and dating a prominent woman on the East Coast during that chaos?
I'm gonna be 100. I think it was more pressure on Inga than it was on me. You know what I'm saying? Because, remember, we was young, so that was during the time where I really didn't give a fuck. So I was like, man, please. You know what I'm saying? And
Us against the world type, Bonnie and Clyde type thing.
we gonna ride this out. You know what I'm saying? Where for Inga, she had to live there in the East Coast and had to deal with people who didn't really like that. They like, "Well, I don't know about being with Kurupt. Come on now." And she was like, she stood on her 10 toes though. She was like, "I don't give a fuck." And she pushed that line. And I was like, damn, which made me just, made me love her even more. Like, damn, because she got this spirit about her, this spunk. And she was like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. That's my man. That's what she used to say. That's my man. And I be like, neighborhood. Keep pushing, nigga. So, it was fun. It was fun. It was a struggle. And, I think she had more of the pressure than I did because, I really wasn't concerned. And I lived in New York with her. You know what I'm saying? And she lived I moved back to Philly during that time. That's when I left Deathrow, moved back to Philly. So she came and lived with me in Philly at my mom's house. And we got our own spot in Jersey. She started to fly. You know what I'm saying? And, it was just, it was us against the world. That's what it was. And we really didn't care what people thought. We just stood on our 10 toes. We made mistakes and we tried as hard as we could to just keep it going and we stay as solid as we could. But hey, it's a relationship. So, it goes strong and it breaks
It's
down.
as simple as that. It's a relationship.
Relationship. Hey, what can you say?
Right.
Oh, my mama.
Right.
Mm.
Man, how does your kids view you? Like, I know your dad, but do they care about this music stuff, this entertainment stuff at all when you're doing it?
My kids be more along the lines of my health. Wanting me to be better with my health, and they be more on a personal level than anything. Uh, my drinking, you know what I'm saying? They be on that type of thing, concerned about me rather than the music part. I don't really think they care too much about the music part. They be more on the personal part of their father. Yeah.
You have 8 kids? How many kids you have?
I got 5.
You got 5 kids. You ain't got one that try to use that nepotism like, yeah, Kurupt my daddy. That's my daddy. You ain't got one that try to
None of my children did
that
that.
lean into that.
That's pretty weird, right?
Yeah.
But no, my kids is along the lines of that. I'm gonna make it. I don't need that to make it. I don't want to make it that way.
Yeah.
That's how my children are. Mary, Morgan, Mackenzie, Trent, Cam. They don't really be into they don't really tell people that's my dad.
Mm-hmm.
They find out later. You know what I'm saying? And then they be like, what? That's your daddy? They be like, yep. That's I didn't know that. Yeah, that's my dad. And then they just keep on pushing.
Right.
But no, they ain't really used that they didn't use that card.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, how did you develop? I want to even say develop. How did this laid back, relaxed type of persona or just mentality that you have come about? Was this something is there somebody that you could look at when you were growing up and say, like, and that person like kind of like influenced, how you move? Or was this just
Excuse me.
is this just something that developed naturally, or was this something you said, like you grew into?
Yeah, no, that was Dogg. Snoop was the influence all the way around. As I grew up, when I was young, that was one thing. But once Snoop came into my life, he really shaped the man. You know what I'm saying? He shaped how I upheld myself, my demeanor. You know what I mean? you know, one of the things he taught me and my brother Draws taught me, which is, you're a man first. You Ricardo Brown first. Everything else is after that. Kurupt, everything else, that's after that. But first, you're a man. You Ricardo Brown first. And, first impressions are everything. You know what I'm saying? So Dogg was the main thing that I saw, that I felt that this is the demeanor that I want to have. I just love the way Dogg just was laid back. He was posted. He was kicking it. He wasn't real flamboyant. He was just Snoop. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's how I'm gonna be when I grow up. Be just like that. You know what I'm saying? Just relaxed, laid back. We ain't gotta be all loud to get our point across. And that was the West Coast in me, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been on the West Coast since I was 16. I'm 52, so I spent the majority of my life on the West Coast. So I was like 16, 17. And then, from birth to 16, 17 was Philly, which taught me my skills. But my growth as a man came from the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? And also my father. My father taught me that, you got to work hard to get what you want. It's a million of you out there. What makes you different than everybody else? And I was like, I don't know, Pop. I'm better than everybody else. I'm the greatest. That's it, hands down. So I don't know, Pop. He's like, well, these other guys think they're the greatest, And I said, you're right, Pop. They think they're the greatest. I know I'm the greatest. Well, boy, you need to get a job, have a backup plan just in case this don't work. You got to work hard. So I took that and utilized it in my career. That even though, I feel that I'm greater than everybody else, I know I'm better than everybody else. That don't mean I don't have to work just as hard as everybody else. That's what I took from what my father told me. So I made sure that I worked hard and I just stayed on my A game and just made sure that I was top of the line whenever I had to get on the mic or whenever Dr. Dre would say, okay, this is the record Kurupt. I made sure I delivered. I made sure that I worked hard on my rhyme. I made sure that I had fun with it. Dr. Dre and Snoop taught me to have fun with it. You could really put a lot of concentration in something, but if you ain't enjoying yourself, what is it?
What did your father do for a living?
My father worked for Bell Atlantic in Philly. And
what kind of company is that?
That's a telephone company.
You said it.
Said Bell Atlantic was
Bell
what
Atlantic.
It was in Philly.
Okay, yeah.
And then there was AT&T in California.
Okay.
And in Philly, and New York, and all that type of stuff. But he worked for Bell Atlantic, and he was the one that put in your phone systems.
Mm-hmm.
So
for the business?
For businesses, businesses. And the basic thing was AT&T bought out Bell Atlantic. So they were moving their employees to California and getting them set up.
And that's how you ended up in California?
Well, no, that ain't how I ended up there. But when Pop made that move, my mama didn't want to go. But when I crashed her car, took her car, 16, pow, crashed that motherfucker. She was like, well, you got to go. Called my pop, Rick, this boy got to go. He was like, let me talk to him. What you want to do, Rick? You want to come live out here with me? I was like, I want to leave Mom's. When I leave? When do I leave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm ready to go. Pops had that cheese, man. You know what I'm saying? Every time I visit for the summer in California, because he was living in Compton at that time. And man, I just come back to Philly for, off the summer, man, with new shell toe Adidas sweatsuits. Pop had me laced. You know what I'm saying? Moms didn't care about fashion, so she had me in church shoes. I'd be like, okay. But the thing is, so I tell them Yeah, so it's like, you know, so moms had me like in the church shoes and stuff like that and all that. But pops kept me laced. So that's how I got to California. I crashed my mama's car. And then also,
She says, "You're going to live with your dad in L.A."
gotta go. You got to
The,
go.
the Fresh Prince. Mom hit you with the Fresh Prince.
Hey, man, she gave me the
Ain't that
belt. I was the
ironic?
original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man. You understand me? Now, growing up in West Philly, you understand me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I was the first Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Oh, my mama, 1986,
Yeah.
87, gone. And I came out, and California was just full of so many opportunities, but my skills was just different. So I stood out. I stood out so much.
And when
Thank God.
at what point do you meet Snoop?
Man, I had to be, I was 18 because I was out of high school. So I was 18 years old, met Dogg, and it was 19 when I got back with Snoop, and he took me to Suge and Dr. Dre. I think I was 19 years old. Yep, and they was about to release Deep Cover, so I was there right when it started.
Inception. Right there, yeah.
Right when it started. Shit, that's when we ran across y'all and the Convicts.
Yeah.
Oh, my mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, that had to be something, man. That had to be a great time, man. Man, you know, but I wanna get to the foundation though. Like I wanna go back to Philly. Like let's go back to Philly, man, where Mom's Dukes was. You know, like what's it like growing up in your household? You know, when you're the young, you know, Ricardo Brown. You know, before Kurupt. You know, what's it like?
Oh man, that was a religious lifestyle. My mom's was about the church. I think first we was going to Cornerstone Baptist Church, and then Reverend Connolly went and made his own church in North Philly. We followed Reverend Connolly, and Cathedral of Faith became about, and we was, you know, all church, which is where I got a lot of my style from, you know what I'm saying? Rakim was the key, but before Rakim, my freestyling and stuff, I just loved the way that they, the words they put in these gospel records. James Cleveland, the way he would word his stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of gospel and a lot of musicals. Mommy used to play all the musicals, and my cousin Trish, you know what I'm saying? Sound of Music and The Wiz, West Side Story and Grease, Saturday Night Fever. All of those things right there, Carmen, was keys to my rhyme style. How they would just coordinate their stuff and explain themselves, how they would put it all together. So I would learn off of that shit. I was only 8 years old and just wanted to be like my cousin Skippy G. But you know, it was all hip hop. You know, Philly was all hip hop. And I grew up when it first started, when it first cracked in New York, it came to Philly. Philly is always right next to New York. You got you got New York, you got Jersey, and you got Philly. But in Philly, we would get that, and we was always deep rooted in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was all hip hop when I was young in Philly and with moms, and moms supported me. She was like, "Go ahead, Ricky," because I wasn't rapping nothing negative or cursing and stuff. So she was in support. She just, as long as I'm having fun, and then take me to my Aunt Marie's where Fred was at, and then him and Grand B be out there busting, and that's how I learned hip hop. You know, so Philly was just education to hip hop. My mom's taught me respect and, you know, the basic things about being here in society. Respect for your elders, respect you know, people that's older than you know, your elders, and respect for yourself. Mom's taught me all of that type of stuff. Education. She was heavy on the education and learning mathematics and all that, and English and, you know, the main things. just those type of things there. That's how my mom's was, you know what I'm saying? And real tight-knit community to where your neighbor could just walk into your house. Hey, Sharon. Hey, what's going on, Patricia? You know, they just walk right in. I could just walk into my neighbor's house. Hey, Miss Pat. Hey, Rick. Jermaine's downstairs. Just go see Jermaine. It's just that simple, that easy, man. It was that type of lifestyle. Because, you know, I was born in West Philly, but, you know, my father's from North Philly. My mom's from out there too. So my father, when my mom was pregnant with me in 72, moved my mom's to the suburbs in Darby Township, Sharon Hill. So got the house there. And about a year after that, or 2 years after that, was when he got the opportunity to go to California with AT&T. And that's what really separated them. So he left and did that. She stayed there. He left her the house, and we lived there between Germantown, which was all hip hop. So being in Philly was all education.
Did you play sports at all in high school?
I thought I could.
What'd you play?
I was playing basketball.
Yeah.
I tried to play football, but I was real awkward. I mean, you know, I went to catch a ball once. This was stopping with football.
Ball hit you in the face.
And I finally caught it. It wasn't the ball, it was the goalpost. I caught it. Boom!
Ooh.
Like, how do you run directly into the goalpost? Out of all places to be, how is it directly? Oh, I didn't look forward or nothing. Just, I got it. I couldn't believe I caught it. And as I'm coming down, boop, the ball's going, the post is here. Bang! Right there. This was done. I said, football, no.
Yeah.
Hell no. Plus, you know, I've always been the littlest of all the homies. So, you know, that's a physical sport that I'm like, you know, that's really not for me. Basketball was the other one. I was good, but my dribbles stunk. And I had a good shot though. I could hit him with that shot now. It's just that this here, no, man, you just gotta give me the ball so I can shoot. You know, but nah, that wasn't my thing either. And that's where I just said, you know what, I just chose the mic. You know, so they could do all the sports and I'm gonna be right there on the sidelines just rocking. You know what I'm saying?
And how old are you when you pick up the mic for the first time?
Oh man. Well, I started rapping around 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Just started freestyling and just, you know, just rapping. You know, it's just fun, you know. I was
Your own raps.
Yeah, you know, freestyle.
Yeah.
So, you know, I ain't had nothing written. I just rap it what I felt.
Yeah.
And that's when it started. And I just kept doing that. When I started writing raps, I had to be about, 12, 13. I started writing raps and actually writing what I was saying, critiquing. And then Rakim came out. It was over. Like, oh, man, did you hear what he said? His style. Then I just started emulating the R. And then from there, I just came up with my own style where I didn't sound so much like Rakim, but I still had his aura.
Yeah, that's how you know you're getting serious when you know you got to switch it up before they start trying to say fighting or something.
You know, because back then, you know, back then, that's what they called it, biting. You know, it's like you know, nowadays, everybody kind of sound alike, but back in the days, you couldn't do that, man.
You had to be unique.
You had to be original, man. You come out and you sounding like this guy, like, man, you biting his style. You know what I'm saying? You can't sound like nobody, man. Back in our days, you couldn't sound like nobody. You got to have their own style. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, originality was something that you definitely had to have because nobody was going for no biter. Yeah. Biting styles and stuff. Oh, man, you never make it that way.
Yeah, you're one of the most prolific lyricists out there. You've been given credit by a lot of youngsters too for your influence.
Oh,
wow. What has there been a verse or some lyrics, a song that you've written for yourself or somebody else that you don't think got the attention that it deserved? I'm talking about a bad song, and he was like, "Damn, this song should absolutely be recognized more than what it is."
I'm gonna be honest, Unc. I don't think so. I think I've got my love. When Biggie said I was one of the greatest freestylers he ever heard in his life, you know, coming from the caliber of artist he was, that I got my love. I really didn't need it from anybody else. Their stamps is irrelevant. I would appreciate it, but whether I got it or not was irrelevant. Once Biggie said that, I met that marker. Then I've also heard that I was one of the greatest MCs of my era. I was up there like that. I'm like, wow, these are the things that I set my goals on, was those props. The money, really wasn't into the money. I was into the respect. I just wanted to be known as one of the greats, one of the greatest MCs. I felt I was that good, and I just wanted to be known as that. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, being in the West, I wanted to make my folks in the West Coast proud, and I wanted to make my folks in Philly proud. I used to always think like, man, do they know that's me? When we dropped the Chronic, and they found out it was me, and my family was just calling like, Rick, man, you with Dr. Dre and Snoop. And that was everything to me. Like, oh, they like, man, you made it. And I was like, wow, that was it. And that's what all I love. So I felt, no, ain't no record I don't think that they didn't give me my props for. I will tell you there's one record that I feel just thrown totally out of proportion, which was New York, New York. Because we didn't make that record to disrespect New York. We actually thought this was the record that's going to get us the New York love, that's going to have us had them love the West Coast like that, and give us our props for the mic, West Coast, because the people in the West Coast, there's so many people that's not born in the West Coast, that's in the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you don't look at a person like, oh, they came from over there, but if they spent the majority of their life here in the West, and that's what they represent, and they West Coast. It is what it is, you know. Uh, so it's like, you know, ain't nobody just original like that, you know, as far as everybody. You got original people from the West who was born there, and then you got those who migrated there, and this is all they know. So it's like, I'm one of those. Raymond Lee Washington, when I was not born in the West Coast. Tookie Williams wasn't born in the West Coast, but they made it their home, and they did something in the city which was groundbreaking. It created a whole different movement. And they was from, they wasn't born in the West Coast. So, that's what it's about. That's what I love about the coast so much too, because it's a land of opportunity. You come out and you can make it there, and you can expand your life, even though you're born from somewhere else, because it's not where you're from,
Where
where
you?
you at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When y'all put that New York, New York song out, before y'all put it out, did anybody say, think we might be misinterpreted if we put it out? Like, did anybody even think, did anybody say that? And the reason why I asked that is because when I heard it, it sounded like you was dissing the New York.
Oh.
When I heard it, and then I saw y'all doing you just crushing the buildings. I was like, ooh, ooh, like so. For me, and I consider myself to be just a little sharper, than the average nail in the drawer. Like, uh, did anybody say, man, I don't think this might get misinterpreted.
Nobody said that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy, right? It's like everybody was excited about it. Like, You know, this is one of the first West Coast records, though, that the East Coast, you can't deny it. That this is lyrics, man. He's busting. You can't, they was more on the lines of, you can't deny this. You know what I'm saying? You this gotta be rated in hip hop and not just West Coast.
What was the thought behind making the record?
I just laid the verses. But Dogg popped up at the studio, was working on Dog Food. And we was working with DJ Pooh. So I laid the first verse.
DJ Pooh.
Yeah, I laid the first verse. And then we had a hook on there already that Daz put on there. You ain't all that, something, 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 something. You ain't all that. We had that on there. And then the next day, I think it was, I came back in to do the second verse. And then Dogg popped up. Boom. But he was listening to Melly Mel, Furious 5 in the car. So he came in singing New York, New York.
New York, New York.
So he come in the room, New York, New York, big, and the beat was playing. Ain't always what it seemed. Pooh just stopped and looked. If you come from out of town, but I'm down by law and I'm from the dog pound. Too much. And when he did that right there, DJ Pooh said, okay, stop. Hey, Dog, go lay that. And he like, serious? He was like, yeah, go lay that. Dog just was like, okay, you sure? He was like, man, that's it right there. He's like, man, that's Melly Mel in there. Oh, man, so what? Go on and lay that. And we laid it, and a Dog laid it, and then the next thing you know, it just sounded so perfect. And it sounded so good. So we knew New York was going to love us because this is a New York chorus. This is Melly Mel. You know what I'm saying? Come on. And you ain't going to give up 100% publishing for a diss record. No, I know me and DJ Pooh ain't. You know, I ain't giving up my 50% for a diss record because Melly Mel wanted 100% of the record. So, you know, even DJ Pooh had to sacrifice his side of the production part. You know.
So y'all gave him 100%?
Hell yeah.
It was worth it.
That's what we thought.
It was worth it.
We thought this is it's gonna make the East Coast respect us and show us that love for us on the mic and respect us. And we thought it was gonna crack. And, you know, we went to New York to film the video. That's why we went out there. I mean, we was hard and all, but we wasn't that hard.
We're no damn fools.
Yeah, come on. We ain't the smartest niggas on the planet, but we ain't stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't diss them and then go out there to film the video like, what? No, man, we wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. We go out there, man. We invited everybody. We told Nas and we told everybody, man. We filming in Times Square, man. Come on through, man. This record is for y'all from the Dog Pound. Ain't nobody show up.
None of the New York rappers showed up.
Hell no. They thought like.
But that was before
they thought like you did. Like, man, I think they dissed.
Oh, so they had heard the song already.
Yeah, New York was in effect. Mm-hmm. It was already out. And they was like, I think they dissed. They was like, yeah, I think they dissed.
When y'all found out that people thought it was a diss record, how come nobody stepped up and made a major announcement and say, yo, this is what the song is? Ooh.
Well, you know, it's just, I don't really like to dibble in the past, but, you know, the East Coast was pretty upset at us and they shot at us. The people, somebody in the East shot at us at our next.
Shot at the tour bus, right?
We was in the trailer because we was filming. Mm-hmm. We was out in Red Hook, Brooklyn. So we was there chilling in the trailer, waiting to film our next scene. And 3 of them came through. So we didn't have time to explain that we wasn't dissing because we didn't know New York really thought we was dissing yet. You know, it was just like, hey, we just shooting this. When them shots came in, that's when we knew it's a problem.
Behind enemy lines.
But we was so, you know, upset about it. And we just said, fuck it, we leaving. We flew back home and we just stayed at Dogs for like a week, just real low. We really didn't know what to do. We really didn't. We see each other each day. It's kind of sad. It was kind of sad and really, really upset. We was mad, didn't know what there was to do. You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do? I mean, we gonna smash the East Coast like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, one morning, Dogg woke up and was like, man, fuck that. Called DJ Pooh. They came up with the concept, finished the video. Because you see all the other things, we in Times Square with all the homies. We brought the foes out in the trays, all from California. And then the stoop we was on with the snow and everything, the nigga was busting on the stoop in front of the house with the gate right there. All of that's Red Hook, Brooklyn. So we had all those scenes. So to finish it, that's when, okay, if they think we dissing them, let's give them what they want. That was it. So we gave them what they want. Now this is a diss. Bow, bow. Yeah, this is a diss. Crush their cars. Fuck
Okay,
everything.
so that's the part.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
part that was
Yeah.
misconstrued, I guess, that a lot of people got. Because we didn't know that was a two-part. That was two parts to that video. Like,
Yeah, it was
we
New
was gonna
York
do
at
it this
first
way.
we
Yeah.
filmed, right? And then we got shot at, and then it's like, okay, but if they think we dissing, we gonna show you this. And we gave them that right there.
But if not for the shooting incident, it's probably you probably don't go back in there. And
we wouldn't have done none of that
Yeah.
there because that's not the purpose of the record. The purpose of the record was a dedication to the East Coast. So I hit them with, the way we looked at it was I'm hitting them with real lyrical rhymes. The rhymes was not to connect to the hook as when I'm talking about I'm shutting down your jurisdiction. I wasn't talking about shutting down New York. I was just spilling rhymes.
Yeah, because you wrote the rhymes before you wrote the hook.
Before any of that. And then I already had my second verse before Dogg even laid the hook. But then when he came in, it sounded so good to it. We kept it. We gave Melly Mel everything he wanted. DJ Pooh sacrificed for it. We thought this was going to be a groundbreaker for the West Coast in New York. And that's why, that was it. And then, boom, it backfired and thought we was disrespecting them, and they dumped on us, and it was like, okay, what else was there for us to do? It ain't like we can dump back. So, our only defense was to show them how we feel. And that's what happened.
Did Mel ever speak on it, like try to clarify things?
I don't think we ever talked to Melly Mel about it. He got paid, and I think he was satisfied with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. But he ain't never addressed it. He didn't say anything to us. You know what I'm saying? And, people really didn't talk about it. It is what it is type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I really do appreciate you coming through, sitting down with me.
Always.
Kurupt.
Yeah.
Kurupt.
This is my pleasure.
One of the greatest to ever do it, man.
Uncle Willie, we've been on tour together.
The silent assassin.
I mean, that's what I done.
The silent assassin.
I was talking the other day about you talking about the first Chronic tour.
Yeah.
We was getting down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me, you, rest in peace, Bushwick. And man, who was on there with us? We had Boss with us from Detroit. Boss was on there, I think, at that time. Yep. Oh, man, it was cracking. I think also, who we have also? It was y'all, it was us, and it was Boss. I think so. And boy, we had a good time.
Yeah, that's
90, was that 93?
Yeah, that's, what was it? Was that 93, 94?
That was 93. 94, yep, something like that. Damn, I was just a baby, man. I had to be 20 years old. Nope, I was 20 years old because I think 93, I turned 21. Because then we started working on Doggy Style in 94.
Yeah.
I think about all those memories, man. It's like, man, we done been through so much. But thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. But I got to ask you one more question though, because I would be remiss if I did not ask you this, because you two are joined at the hip no matter what. How's everything going with you and Daz?
Oh, man, I'll be honest with you, we all we got is Delmar, man. That's my brother on my mama, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we've been through it all. We've been angry at each other. We've been happiest, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, me and Daz is forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, him and Snoop are real cousins. So, he's my brother. You know what I'm saying? But him and Dogg is real cousins. Dogg had Delmar apart. And that's the thing about Dogg, man. He makes sure he brings all his folks together so everybody can eat. And he helps them to get in where they fit in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, me and Delmar still rolling, man. He out there in Georgia building homes and doing other things. You know what I'm saying? So, we just try and keep it going because, we still go through trials and tribulations. We still go through our ups and downs. Now we have children, you know what I'm saying? And grandbabies, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right?
Have you ever thought about moving out of the country, man? Because you seem like the type of person that'll leave. You seem like type of person say, man, I'm finna go to Taiwan or something. I'm finna move to Jamaica or something.
Ain't too many places I ain't lived. Let me tell you, I better tell you, of course I lived in Philly, but I lived in New York, of course in Los Angeles, but I lived in Georgia and Atlanta. Lisa Left Eye Lopez introduced me to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Me and Tina, my son's mom, Tina from Black, we got our house out there in Atlanta and Lithonia, so I lived there. I lived in Australia, stayed out there for a year and some change, you know what I'm saying?
What was that like?
I lived in Canada. Oh, Australia?
Australia.
Man, we was in the cut from Sydney, so we was closer to Sydney, but in the cut. Just low key, you don't really go nowhere. You stay indoors. And where I was living at, there was my DJ partner. He the one hooked me up with the game, him and his sister. And I posted there, and then I just go there and just to the studio where he was at. He come and get me. We get to working. I'm knocking down music, posted, eating good. Like, man, they say, when you going back? I'm not. Keep this rent going, man. I'm making money out there. I was like, man, I'm posted. I was there for a year and some change till they got homesick. They gotta go home.
But they was they really spending money out there? Because when I was in Australia, the guys, the rappers and stuff, the people in the industry, they wasn't really spending money like we spend money on this side for the music, for verses,
Oh, they was cheesing Kurupt up, man. They was coming, that was the whole thing because we had a program. So I'm there working on music, for my own project, for the DJ's project, and he just bringing his partners through. They wasn't giving me, bricks of this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? But man, a good uh, five, 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 five.
How frequent?
That's one night.
In one night?
One day.
Shit, ain't bad.
Yeah, this guy, five.
Yeah, that's
five.
Yeah.
American.
Yeah.
I always let them know. American. So get your game together and you can get this Kurupt verse. Because it was special for Kurupt to be out there. So they was like, oh my God, Kurupt from the Dog Pound is out here. Yeah, man, we got the verses fives. We hit about 4 fives, and then we'll give out discounts. Okay, you know what? This guy say he only got 2,500. We want that 2,500. It's 9 o'clock at night. Get that 2,500. Well, this guy say he only got 15. He can't make it, but we want that 2,500. Oh, he said he got 2,000 now. We'll take the 2. Come on, man. We done hit already like a 15, 20 already, man.
Yeah.
We'll get that 25. He up to 2 now. We'll take that 2 because I'm ready to eat. So it's time to close it down. We can't get all the money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else can come tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like that type of thing. So you making that, and the rent was just so special because it's in Australian money, that was so low. So when they got the pocket stacking until finally, after a year and some change, I gotta go home. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this money home too, because when you go through there, you can only travel with a certain amount of cheese, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna flip this script right here, and I gotta get this money home, man, and just get back to my spot. So it was like, boop. But then, you go home. Like I said, I stayed in Canada for a while, you know what I'm saying, with Socrates. Posted out there with Socrates, man, in Canada, man, doing it big. You know what I'm saying? And I stayed out there and lived for a bit, lived in Arizona, you know what I'm saying? Scottsdale. Lived out there with my brother, baby CJ, you know what I'm saying? So I lived a lot of places, man, for like a couple years, year and some change. I was finna stay in Dubai, out there with Fred Wreck. You know what I'm saying? I was out there for a week after we did our show there, and then I said, I'm gonna just stay with Fred. And I stayed for a week, but I don't really like being in a bunch of places where they don't speak English. I'm not rolling. You know what I'm saying? They start talking to each other. I don't know what they saying, cuz I be like, oh, no, this is not cool. But they keep looking at me though. I was like, oh, it's time to go, cuz.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yeah. Dubai used to be one of my favorite places to visit, man. But I don't know, it's something about the energy over the last few years, man. I was like, I don't know. I started making Turks and Caicos one of my favorite places now to visit.
I have not had the pleasure yet. I just keep hearing about it. Like, that's one of the places I'm take my wife to, Turks and Caicos, because Jigga and them, they have just bomb stories about it. Jigga and B used to always go out there, and Kanye and Kim, and everybody been out there, man, had a great time. My sister Lisa Ray, she was married to Cuz, so she was out there all the time. And I just never stepped my game up to that. But that's one of my, what's that like?
Beautiful. It's something to be said, when you live in America and, you're exposed vicariously to a lot of nations that are not Black nations, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not encouraged on this side of the water to go to Black countries, like countries that are Black, governed by Black people. So you get off the plane, everybody in it, the security, the customs is Black people, security is Black people. You step out, you get on the bus, transportation, or where you gonna go to the docks, or wherever Black. You get to your villa, your hotel, or whatever.
Isn't that special?
It's Black people. They doing all the cleaning. They do the landscaping, construction. Blackity black. You go to the beach and you want to have some extracurricular activities. Black people, no matter parasailing, whatever, you're renting from Black people. It's ownership, the retail spaces and all that.
Yeah, because
mostly
he
Black,
bought
not
that
all
island,
Black.
right? He bought that island and then built it from the ground up, right?
No, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about the origins, but I do know, like, there are other people there. Don't get me wrong. There are other people that have real estate there and retail space there.
So you can get
but it's
homes.
predominantly,
You can get homes there.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
my God! I thought this was an island strictly for like resorts and
like homes, like you
stuff
can
like
build
that.
you
could live there with your own house, your own.
Yeah,
Wow.
you got the bread, man. You can set up shop over
I
there.
never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So Turks and Caicos, man. and beliefs. I don't want to say too much about beliefs because I'm actually going. I don't want people to go over there running over there buying stuff too much. I need to
Right, you
stay
know.
slow for right now.
I have me a spot. I have me a spot, man. I ain't want to tell people about it because I don't want to be. I like when I go places and I don't see nobody I know. You know what I mean? I hate when I go to places and then I see one of my folks. Like, oh man, it just takes it away, man. So I don't really tell a lot of people about my little special whoop wops.
That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't vacation in South America for years and years and years. I mean, like decades. I never vacationed in South America. I would go to other countries because I didn't want to run into anybody that I knew.
Right.
I wanted to vacation and just be totally relaxed. I didn't want to go to some of these spots that a lot of people like to go
You
to.
know, I ain't never been on a vacation except for one time, and I went to Bora Bora. I knew I wasn't gonna see nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
I went one time in my entire lifetime to vacation, because every other place I went, I had to work. Even when we went to Cancun and Cabo with Suge and all of them, we still had to work because I think it was Cabo, we was doing Danny Boy's video. So we wasn't out there we was out there partying hard.
And you probably saw some
but we still had to work. We had the video to shoot and all that.
Yeah.
You know, but I never had the opportunity to vacation with him. I'm just out there and we just chilling and just relaxing. That's one of the things I want to do with my wife. One of those, you know, what you would say, these are the bucket lists. I already started a bucket list. Like, babe, we got to go to certain places where we just vacation. Business is out the door. We're going to put our phones, okay, in the bag. Phone in the bag. Boop, zip, put it down. Let's go and enjoy ourselves. You know what I'm saying? No phone, no nothing. My wife said, I don't know about not having the phone.
Right.
We are out the country. You got to always keep your phone.
You got to stay, I was going to say, you got to stay connected just in case something go down.
Anything, man. I said, I told her, good answer. Good answer,
Yeah.
man. Got to keep that phone. I said, okay, well, okay, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to keep that. I said, I got it. Well, let's imagine it's not there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never had the opportunity to do that. So, but that's on my bucket list, man. It's just to start doing some vacation shit. Maybe when I get closer to 60. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't wait that long, man.
Shut it down.
You can't wait that long. Going on a vacation, I feel you because it's one of those things that I used to have a lot of trepidation about doing because I like working. I actually like what I do.
Right.
So it's hard for me to not do it. Right. So if I go on vacation, the trip part about it, that's what I'm thinking about work. So, you know, it's like sometimes I might spoil the situation because I just gotta you know, take that call or ooh, you know, so I absolutely understand exactly what you mean when you talk about that. I get
because I ruined the vacation because I could go a day or two. But that third day, oh man, I got to see it. I'm thinking about money.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do when I get home. I'm thinking about the mic. I'm ready to, I don't know. The money is on my mind. I'm hitting back home. What's going on? Oh yeah? Oh man, they got what cracking? Oh man, I try to look at my woman and she looking at me like.
I have a theory behind that. I have a theory behind why women act like that. Because they can afford to, because they know you got it. They know you gonna hold everything together, so they not tripping on all of that. They can afford to just totally let all that stuff go, relax, and you know, get off the grid. But us, we like, man, we got to hold things together. So we're constantly, you know, thinking about, you know, ways to you know, increase our bottom line and take care of business.
It is what it is. Like, I know you want to chill, go to the beach, go and enjoy yourself. This is our vacation. You come to the beach with me. Okay, I'll meet you there. Okay. No, you just want to stay back. You just want to, babe, just Go to the beach. All right, I'm gonna come with you to the beach. Hey, so I'm gonna put the phone down. All right, click.
Yeah.
Like, God damn.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Man.
You gotta go with her to the beach, man.
I gotta go with her to the beach.
Cannot
She's
go
not
with
going
to the
for it,
beach.
man. She is not.
Because she could have just. If that's the case, you could have just stayed where you was, and then she could have went out by herself. So that don't make a lot of sense.
You know what? I'm glad she don't say so. I had a girlfriend before. It said when I did Bora Bora, I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was like, you know, I could have done this by myself. I was like, you sure could, and take your girlfriends with you. Make it a girlfriend trip. I trust you. I'm not one of them insecure niggas. Go have fun. Because I could be back home making some more money. You understand? I'm trying to ride it out, which was really, really, it was really, really the asshole in a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because that be, that's not what you're supposed to do with the woman you with, man. You know, you got to be a man about it, be grown. Instead, niggas still had a little bit of that youth juice in him, talking shit, and that's not right. That's one of the things I learned. I learned off of all my relationships and my baby mamas in my life how to be better for the woman I'm with now. I'm nothing like that man I used to be. So I give a shout out to all my baby mamas and all the past relationships I was in, because y'all dealt with my shit and showed me the things of the errors in my ways where I was wrong, which made me better for the one that I'm actually with today. So good looking.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming out, man.
Oh, my mom.
Sharing your testimony, man.
Yes, sir.
And giving us that game.
It
is my hope that everything works out well for the new album, and that you go out there and put your stamp on these things and remind these people. Just give them a little nudge, like remind them of that greatness that we all came up on.
I mean, I got to do it. Me and Dogg just dropped my single special. He wants to drop these singles on him. He has a plan. Dogg always has a plan. So he has a plan, So right now, he's just dropping these singles. So we got that special out right now with me, Jane Hancock, and Black Tobin. So we gave him a taste of what this new Kurupt is like, this grown, hollow Gotti. So, we're gonna see it. The people liked it. I mean, we got great reviews and great whoop wop from it. And then now we finna hit him with the second one. Dogg is on a roll right now, man. He's not just pushing the hip hop. He pushing the R&B. He got October out there. Jane Hancock's out there. Both of them are doing well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he crushing it. He crushing it. Yeah.
Deathrow Films. So, I'm proud of the champ too for staying on his A game, and as he's rising, he's still coming back saying, come on, let's go. I have a chair for you as well. I have a seat for you. So it's all good.
All good. Ladies and gentlemen, Kurupt.
Love it. Boom.
Organized noise.
Hear me now?
No more talk.
You bitch you. Oh, we are in there now. Good looking, hunk.
Yeah.
I love you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.